Today we're going to be talking about daily field reports in Acumatica.
Yeah. So one of the things that triggered this conversation was a question on the community about how it interfaces daily field reports, that is, interfaces with time activities, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, what are some of the things about daily field reports that you're aware of?
Yeah, so I know, obviously, it's a screen in Acumatica where you can put in change orders, time and expense, subcontractor information, things like that. But I know that there's a lot more that you can do with that screen.
Yeah, it's kind of a place to consolidate a bunch of different areas and do it on a fun thing here daily basis, right? So you can take project issues, you can take photo logs, you can take time and activities, you can take time with subcontractors if you want to log their time. You can do progress worksheets, which are really cool. So you can say, for any job, I have, say, 80,000 square foot to finish of a building.
That's awesome.
And we did 40,000, so we're 50% done with the job. So you can use that throughout the rest of the system on the project to drive billing, to drive, your revenue recognition. You can do a bunch of things with it. But yeah, it's a tool that I don't think everyone takes advantage of. And one of the things we wanted to highlight is the versatility, right? So it integrates to the other areas in the system. So it's not just the daily field report and now someone has to go log their time on top of that, right? It pushes through. We've got customers. Do you think, what you've seen, have you seen a lot of customers use everything, or is it more kind of pick and choose the elements?
I think a little bit of pick and choose. Like they might not use the weather feature where you can log the weather. I mean, people don't really need that on a day-to-day basis of putting that in there. But I know some people will heavily use the time and expense, or some people will heavily use the change orders. I think it's kind of pick what you need and just don't fool with what you don't need. So I think it's very versatile. The thing that's really awesome, though, is that you could do it and bring it up in the field. So like on your phone or on a tablet or something like that. So the project manager that's on the site could just fill it out right there on the app, which I think is huge and will actually allow people to put in the data. Because if you have to wait until you go back to office, you're not going to fill all that out.
No, it's not going to be good. And typically, your PMs aren't going to go back in the office very often, at least not daily. So it gives them that opportunity to do it in the field. And it, like we said, it pushes it to other areas of the system. They're all on the same, this is a little bit nerdy, but they're all on the same database tables. So the data you put in daily field report also exists in all those subsequent tables, right? Your project issues, your change orders, your change requests, those all show the same data, as well as your time and expense, which triggered this whole conversation. You don't have to do it twice, which who loves double work? Nobody. But yeah, it's really cool that it consolidates all of it and lets someone take a snapshot in time like that.
So a question came in here to the Acumatica community forum related to construction, specifically the daily field report. So the question was, is this going to be an option for replacing weekly crew time entry, or is this something that we're going to have to do in conjunction with it? How does it interface with time activities? So we're going to actually pull up the system and just answer that real quickly here. So I'm going to navigate over to this tab, which is going to show a daily field report. I've got it dated basically the first of the year, right? So we're going to add some time to this labor, time, and activities here. So I'm going to click my add, make sure I log it under Joseph. Select Joseph. So you can input earning type, a bunch of different things here, but I'm going to go ahead and just put in some site work. We're going to do 2 days to show how this works. So just do 8 hours. All right. So I've got my cost code. I've got my description. If you want to add to it, I'm just going to say day 1, just so we can see the difference here. So I'm going to go add my next line. Again, Joseph. Okay. And I'm just going to do another day of site work. Simple enough. Just shows the example that we're going for here. And just to make it different, let's do 7 hours, 45 minutes. All right, day 2. And the other thing I want to make sure of here is our dates are different. So it's going to default to the date of the DFR, but if you want to put in more time, you could. So I'll go ahead and do this. I put it in on the wrong spot. There we go. Can't bill more time than you spend. Okay. So once I save, I've got 2 time activities in here, and we're going to go to the employee time card, right? And we're just going to refresh. For the same time period, it actually is going to pull over those details that we just input. So you can see the dates there, the 2nd and the 3rd. You can go over and even see the summaries there, 7:45, 8. So it actually flows through to your time card. It also will come into your time activities if you select those dates. So if I go, let's go navigate back and choose that week that we just put time against. It'll pull those 2 time activities in. And so you can actually navigate and use these via time activities if you'd like. They all live on the same data table in the time activities space, but they can be utilized within time cards or released from here if needed. So they all integrate together. It's one of the great things about the daily field report that's super powerful.